Have you ever felt that silent presence around you, even when everything seems empty? As if invisible eyes were following your every move. Many don't realize it, but the spiritual world is constantly interacting with us. Since biblical times, angels have appeared as messengers of God, crossing invisible dimensions to guide, protect, and warn us. They appear in subtle details, in the simplest everyday gestures, an impossible synchronicity, an encounter that seems scripted, or that moment when everything conspires for you to be in the right place. Small coincidences that aren't luck, but signs of a universe that speaks through the invisible. Sudden light shadows that seem to move, or a brightness that you feel more than you see, can be subtle warnings of a divine presence. Don't underestimate dreams that seem confusing or fragmented. They carry ancient messages, just as Joseph and Daniel received an inexplicable sense of protection, escaping unexplained accidents, objects out of place, or repeated since a white feather. A dropped coin can be small warnings sent to you. Pay attention to those moments when your heart races for no reason. Angels don't shout. They whisper, move discreetly, and guide our steps. Every detail, every sensation, every coincidence can be a message trying to reach you. The invisible walks beside us, even when we doubt. It takes sensitivity to recognize these messages. The spiritual world doesn't impose itself. It reveals itself to those who pay attention. When you begin to notice patterns, even small ones, every coincidence ceases to be trivial. Light, shadow, protection, intuitional are instruments of divine communication. In the Bible, angels not only fought or served as warriors, but were messengers of hope, comfort, and guidance. At every moment, you may be receiving signs that point the way, warn of danger, or comfort your heart. Sensations of sudden cold, unexplained chills, or intense intuitions can be warning signs. Pay attention to moments of impossible coincidence, when everything falls into place supernaturally. Dreams that recur or seem to carry hidden messages should be valued. Sometimes, a recurring symbol or a striking image appearing out of nowhere can have profound meaning. These signs are not superstition. They are echoes of a constant spiritual reality. The invisible exists, even if human eyes cannot see it. Opening your spiritual eyes is realizing that we are never alone. Even small gestures or thoughts can carry messages from angels around us. The supernatural walks with you silently, waiting for you to notice. Perhaps you felt signs today and not even noticed. A sudden sense of comfort, an intuition you can't explain, or a perfect coincidence could be the touch of a heavenly messenger. Paying attention to these subtleties is essential to seeing beyond the veil of visible reality. The invisible walks with us constantly, often through methods so discreet they would go unnoticed. Every intuition, every strange sensation, every detail that arouses curiosity can be a divine call. Lights, shadows, feelings of protection, and prophetic dreams form a network of communication that has accompanied humanity since ancient times. Angels whisper and guide, but only those attentive can hear. In the silence of the night, when everything seems dark, listen. Small coincidences can become clear signs if you are willing to observe. Opening yourself to this reality requires courage, patience, and spiritual sensitivity. Many ignore these messages and miss opportunities for guidance or protection. We are not isolated. Invisible forces guide, correct, and support us in moments of greatest vulnerability. Recognizing the supernatural means accepting that everyday life is intertwined with the divine. Every moment of intuition or inexplicable sensation is an opportunity to connect with the invisible. The invisible is not distant. It walks with us every day. By learning to perceive these signs, we understand that the spiritual world is not distant, but part of our history and faith. Ignoring the signs, whether out of skepticism or distraction, causes us to lose the guidance that could protect our life and soul. Every detail observed, every coincidence valued, brings us closer to understanding that we do not walk alone. The most common mistakes are doubting, ignoring, or disbelieving intuitions and subtle experiences. Learning to interpret signs requires attention, discernment, and trust in God. The presence of angels reminds us that even in the deepest shadows there is protection, guidance, and light. Small gestures, sensations, and dreams carry messages that, if ignored, can delay our spiritual growth. The supernatural walks with us, discreetly, teaching patience, faith, and sensitivity. Recognizing the invisible is recognizing the greatness of God and the extent of His care. Every experience, every touch of the divine carries a lesson in trust and attention to the sacred. The invisible is not revealed through pressure, but through perception. Learning to listen, perceive, and value these messages is an invitation to a full and guided life. Don't ignore the signs, even the most subtle ones. They can save, comfort, and guide your path. In the end, the true lesson is simple. Be attentive, trust, and walk with the eyes of the Spirit open, for the supernatural is closer than you imagine. If this touch of the invisible spoke to your heart, don't let the message slip away. Enjoy this video and strengthen your connection with the divine. Sign up to walk alongside lights that only the attentive can see. Share with those who need to feel the presence of the supernatural, even in the shadows of everyday life. And stay tuned. In a moment, a video will appear on your screen, bringing more signs, more reflections, and more paths to perceive what is invisible yet ever present. Open your spiritual eyes now.